Hi, everyone. That was a complete failure in starting this uh, little sacred text study. I'm not even sure anyone can get in now because it's a whole new. It is a whole new live, which I'm not sure how to do this, but I did. I completely messed up. So if you just could have a little bit more patience with me, I would greatly appreciate it. So what I'm trying to do, I've been trying to do every week, is getting this off the ground. I don't know if it was easier to try to do it live and see if it built up or what, but um, I'm not going to quit. I'm just not going to quit because I believe that my divine spirit, my higher power, God, um, wants me to do this. I believe there's an importance in learning about the Bible and the different texts, and that the more we know about each other, the better the better off the world is going to be. So I'm trying to find my friend here. Um, there we go. So I just want to send her the link because I completely messed up. Um, and I know the more I do this, the better I'm going to get at it. So let me just, what I want to do is start with chapter one. And each week I would like to try to read a chapter. I'm hoping to read a chapter out of the King James Version and also um, the Torah. I was hoping to do a group where we could participate, but I guess I haven't found the best format for that yet. And if anyone wants to throw it in the chat underneath this video on what format I could use, I know there's a Google Meets app. Um, I was gonna try that, and then I said, I have a YouTube channel. Why not just go with YouTube? So I figured I'd go with YouTube, and I thought I could have, um, a co-coordinator so that someone can help with the chat room and different things that I wanted to look up. Um, but that stuff can still get posted um, no matter what. So I am going to put these on because I don't know about you guys, but my dog snores. She's a bulldog, and I'm sure you can hear her. So I'm going to take her out um, so that you can't really hear her so much and you can hear me better. So let's begin with chapter one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the text that I'm using. So this is the Torah. I don't know if we'll get to the Torah tonight. I'm hoping we do. And this is the Bible version that I'm using, and it is the King James version. Um, and I know there's a few different versions. There's a popular one now that's the new something Bible, NLB or something new. I don't know. I don't know how it's I, the initials are or what they are, but that is another version. I I saw a couple of things in that version, and I really wasn't a fan because I think that the text, the way it was written, it was really, really watered down. And I think that that's sometimes is the problem for us laymen, is that we get so much watered down text put in simpler form that the actual meaning of the text is taken away. Um, and someone presented something to me, and she showed me the version that she was using. And then I had the King James version, and then I used the Torah. And even though they were very similar, the way each one of them wrote it in content, it was definitely far more clear in the King James, and then even more clearer with the Torah. So again, I just I don't want things watered down. I guess I want to get to the most original form, and of course, I don't want it in Hebrew or Egyptian. They say that the originals of the original texts were actually in Egyptian. So I don't want it in that because I'd never be able to read it, obviously. But I would like to get to as close to an interpretation as the original text. Now, this is where my questions are coming out of, and I will try each week to post the questions that will be working Bible guide and workbook. So it will tell a little bit about the chapter, and then it will ask the questions. I myself went through the questions, and you know I found the answers that I felt related to what my perceptions were of what I read. But I think it's very important that we all put down what we are perceiving the text to be and mean. So, and then the other book that I'm using, I had my friend I was hoping she was going to be a co-participant, um, so that she has another dictionary, and that explains some of the wording also. So the other book I'm using is the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. And this will point out a lot of the symbolism and the words, what some of the words mean in the idea of, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little chilly sitting right in front of the AC. So in the idea of the Bible, meanings of different things. So I do come from the metaphysical spirituality. I don't close myself off to any views. I find that I feel that I'm a fairly open-minded person, and I think that one of the reasons why there's so much fighting and war and anger and just revenge and vengeance and all these negative feelings, I think one of the reasons why all that is going on in this world is because nobody understands each other. And it's like, you know this is the way it is, and that's it. There's too many people thinking black or white, black and white, black and white. Well, just know that every color is in white and every color is in black. So in between black and white, there is a heck of a lot of color, a lot of other perspectives, a lot of other ideas. And the way one pastor or preacher or reverend or priest, the way one person can interpret a text can be very, very different than someone else. And I just think that when we read a text, that we all believe we're knowledgeable enough of the English language that we can take the words and kind of interpret ourselves, and then, talk amongst ourselves to come up with like a mutual understanding of what the text is saying. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my thesis for my PhD. It's going to be on the sons of Abraham. And I had no idea that I was going to be doing this for my thesis. I was going to do the whole, you know, book of Genesis. And as I was reading, I'm like, oh no, this is way too much. And my mentor at the university was like, I think you'd be better off saving the whole book of Genesis for writing your own interpretational book of the book of Genesis. I think for the thesis, you really need to narrow it down a lot more. So then I was going to narrow it down more. And finally, I got to the story of Abraham and the two sons. And there was the firstborn son, and then there was the first legitimate son. And one was Palestinian from a Palestinian mom named Hagar, and the other one was Israeli or Jewish from the mom Sarah. And it dawned on me, and I never knew. I mean, it's not, maybe I've heard the story before, but I never connected it. And I said, "Oh my gosh, this is what's going on over there." And then the father is Abraham. And, you know, Trump came up with and I'm not, you know, bringing up Trump as a supporter. I'm just saying he came up with the Abraham Accords. Why? What's Abraham? And, you know, so it's like, I want to get my hands on the Abraham Accords because I really think that Trump was able to go into this conflict of the sons. And Palestine was never considered a legitimate nation where Israel was. And that's the big problem. And it wasn't a legitimate nation because the firstborn of Abraham was not a legitimate son. And honestly, and I'll give you a little personal view on that one, that idea upsets me. Um, you know, and I was in a group and I brought that up, and the girl kept saying, Isaac was the first legitimate son. She kept saying legitimate. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. I I don't care about that word. The first son was Ishmael. And at 13 years old, he was sent out to the desert, and him and his mom. Prior to that, Ishmael and Isaac like played together. They were brothers. And it's like one word, legitimate, illegitimate, basically created this anger and chaos between two nations. And even though most of them do not even know probably where it came from, because there have been so many other evil people that have gotten involved in this conflict, that the majority of them probably don't even realize that that's where it comes from. So it's all about understanding. And why I say the word illegit, I mean, I had a child and he wasn't the full brother